Me, I just ramble, sister. I'm sorry.
No, you're free to speak your mind.
Yeah.
Tell me about the church. You said Mess has footage
Mess
of
has
you being upset inside
that's
the church.
common ground. They're a church right across the road from Mess. I never actually knew because I was giving Josh, Jen, and Table View a lot of shit. I never knew when the Lord led me here that there was even more nonsense to fork at this church. I said, you guys are full of nonsense. You're referring the poor to a corrupt organization, first of all. Second of all, that organization is so corrupt. Any gift you give that organization never gets to that purpose. Even the soup, my love, that these beautiful rich people cook for us and take it with pride and joy. The staff steal it and we get this crap and old bread. That's all you get at Mess. Eventually, I went for them so hammer and tong. I told everybody how damn corrupt they are. And I know because I've got evidence to the fact that Mess is corrupt. Evidence to their leadership even. I spoke to the church about this and I actually blew the whole thing out of the water. When I came back to the church, I had this issue. I tried to hang my washing on their wall because my washing wouldn't dry. A lady came in and said, excuse me, sir, can you please remove that? And that's where I exploded. I got my stick and I walked in there and I just demanded answers because you people are bullshitters and you do fuck all for the poor. It went very nasty. I am ashamed of myself. But you know what? Jesus did it 2,000 years ago and you nailed him to the cross. What do you want to do to me? I did exactly what Christ did. Don't go smoke your other drugs somewhere else and don't chew me nonsense. I did exactly what Christ did. I should have made a whip and whipped those bitches harder. Forgive me for not fulfilling my duty to you. I am not ashamed. That's the gospel.
Tell me about you playing the blues on your guitar.
Well, you can check me out on YouTube. My favorite guitarist is Gary Moore, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix. I'm massive into that sort of stuff. I'm massive into Carlos Santana, anything that's got true soul. I'm crazy about music. I'm also crazy about dancing. I love raving. I'm really talented at that too. And I'd love to share with other artists, dancers, and musicians who want to get together and do something. You know, it's all. You don't have to be Christian, you don't have to be Islam, because first of all, I believe Christianity, Islam, and Judaism are all from the same range, and they are all blessed. Furthermore, God has many other religions that He blesses, like Buddhas, Hindu, you know. There are so many good religions, you know. Christians fabricate lies against people and paint them in such a picture and then sell it to you to sell it, let's say, you know, these guys who do the Freemasonry, they're all Satanists. They're all sick, right? And that's how they promote it. And then we buy it. But we know nothing about Freemasonry. You know, we know nothing. We just know that some of the beautiful buildings were done by Freemasons and that they trained the courses. That's all we know. But we don't know anything more because the church is a manipulating, lying whore, even though she's the bride of Christ. Her function in society is to delude the masses and to bring them under state control, with whom she is in bed with, by the way. And she gets a tax break for that. Now I ask you, what the hell is going on? Where does this tot deserve a tax break? I don't believe that's right.
Do you have any children?
I don't have kids. Thank God I made a vow I never would. You know, and I don't. And I'm grateful for it.
At least you have no responsibility in that regard.
No responsibility, just the ex-wife who I don't care much for. And my mom, my dad passed away in 1999. My sister's over in Austria. She married to a great guy. My family's doing well. Most of them are in PE. I just actually don't want nothing to do with them because when they see me, it's always D to the addict. I'm sick of that. You know, a couple of months ago, I was bench pressing freaking 200 kilos. You'd look scared at me in your chat.
I was going to ask you about you mentioned that you used to gym or exercise, and do weights and all of that. And
you know, I asked my mom
into it.
Yeah, I asked my mom for the last time helping with finances, and when she said no, I realized, don't ever ask this woman again. She can't help you, boys. Your mom's old. She said she can't help you. You're gonna pull your finger out your arsehole. You're gonna go earn your money. You are not gonna beg by your mother. You know, I've not spoken to my mom in a year and a half. It doesn't matter. I love her, but I can't go beg by her. And I will not go back to my family and ask for help because my family don't think fuck all of me, and that's exactly what I think of them. And when I gym myself like a crazy pit bull, it's to prove to them that they're not this, that they, you know, that's what I owe them. Nothing.
You said that you struggled as a child in school. Obviously, you were angry. you're not quite sure
I couldn't
what the
even
actual
study.
reason was, except for the relationship with your mom that was...
I couldn't even study. My home life was such a wreck. I couldn't study. They had me on Ritalin.
I was going to ask, that's exactly the question. I was going to ask is whether you ever saw someone, or did they diagnose or try and help?
I saw who I could. I remember seeing a lady called Elsa Barnard. She was a beautiful blonde lady who asked me, why am I on drugs? I should have told her, because I come from an insane freaking family. My mother is a loose goose and she's going to nest in your roost. Baby, she will fuck you up. You will also be on drugs if you live in my family. That's what I should have told the lady. I just said, I don't know. I just like it.
What was your drug of choice?
It was dacha and many other things. Hanging out with gangsters, the kind of people I knew, you know. By 14 already, I was hanging with Dixie boys. They used to take me to Manenberg, you know, with a car, and we'd go cause cuck, and they'd show me off at every post, and it was that. It was it wasn't just the drugs. I mean, dacha and what and buttons. Eventually, I got into acid. That was the rave scene. That blew me away because I'm musically oriented. That blew me away. Ecstasy blew me away. All of that stuff, the whole drug culture, cocaine. But it all ends in the same jaw. Eventually people can't handle it anymore, you know? And it becomes a fuck up. Eventually I got clean, I got heavy into religion, ridiculously, you know, that way. And I met my wife, we buggered off overseas, we tried to earn some money, we did well, we brought it back to PE. But life just never worked after that. It just never worked. She always seemed to be the breadwinner. I was struggling. And then the role swapped so quickly. That I couldn't even really appreciate it. And our relationship could never heal. Even though we actually had a great relationship and there was a future for her. She never saw it in me. And because I couldn't see myself through her eyes, I was useless. You know? I did 3 years in rehab, met awesome, great friends. But that's about it. You know, rehab can't fix you. I just constantly back on crack. I could not fix my cocaine addiction until I did heroin. Then I didn't need fuck. When I finished heroin, I was like, I smoke my weed. I'll do whatever the fuck other drug I want to, but I'm nobody's bitch. And I'll never be a junkie again. You know?
I want to ask you something. I've never asked this, but I've always wanted to. And I think you would be able to articulate a really good answer.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, and for those who don't know, what does it feel like to smoke heroin? Why is it so immensely addictive?
To spike heroin, never mind smoking. I used to spike 50 rands with tip and 60 rands worth of heroin, and I used to heat that shit up. And when I pump that into my veins, I sweat a puddle like this. It goes like this. When I stand up, I want to get laid like a motherfucker. To the point where I'm stupid. And remember, I'm a Christian, and I've asked God to bless me, keep me, and help me not fuck up everything in my life. To the point where I will cruise down the road in my bucky. See, the first fucking Corsa has got bedroom eyes for me. Stop and tune out. Listen, Lighty, are you going to fuck me or must I pay you? And then the Holy Spirit says, Boo, this chick is struggling with that freaking question. You are messing with one of my lambs. I said, Dad, I'm sorry, and I have to buy to get myself a hooker. When I get the hook, I realize, these are what you do. You can't fucking fuck this chick and come, bro. You're in a circle, bro. That's what it is. Speed sets you off in a terrible way. Heroin makes you even more dead. Put them together. It's on another level. You know, speed addiction. All sex addicts, bro. It's the same talk. Gay sex addicts, coke sex addicts, speed addiction is the main thing. It's uppers and downers. And the uppers make you that way inclined because they overstimulate you, and the downers kill it. And that's what you want. You don't want to feel that shit, so you numb yourself. I was so bad into heroin and smack, not even the undercovers would pick me up. They wouldn't pick me up. I was dead, man. It was frick. You know, people sit with me, I'm bleeding like this, I'm bleeding here, there's blood over my face, I'm full of holes, I can't find the fucking needle, but I'm standing like this. If you mess with me, you're going to get me. I'm still looking for that vein. Eventually I was spiking my ass. My ass swelled up to the size in table view where I bend over and pus shoots out of me, you know. That was spiking heroin into my backside because I didn't have veins. That's how bad it was. Eventually I managed to get myself off the heroin and strictly smoking weed. And that is what really, really helped me. And exercise and weed and caffeine. That's what I do, and I do it to insanity. It's the way I'd love to live and have my own YouTube channel and just show you what I see at night and show you what You know, it's
I think that would be very wise.
I'm
If
a
you could give an inside
yeah.
view of what's really happening and what does your day look like.
People don't understand that
What
for
are the
me.
struggles you face?
Folks don't understand that for me, because with my mother being the way she was, and the fact that I also had chickies in my nappies, I was like literally fiddled with too young. Sex is actually a hectic thing for me to even contemplate. But voyeurism is not. It's so much easier for me to dress like a tot, walk into a club and rule that dance floor. People think, yeah, you must be the biggest slut. No, they don't understand what you're on. They don't understand your mission at all. And I can spot a voyeur and an exhibitionist from a mile away. They're people that think like me. And we love clubs. You know? All ages, all fucking programs, races. We gel like that. And it's actually healthy, you know. Whereas Christianity will teach a dim and a dark view of that, because you can't seem to hold out to marriage. Never mind, you had 7 lovers. There's something broken about you. No, you're just different. You're creative. Remember it, and don't let them define you, because they're a bunch of bastard liars. That church, they are demons.
It seems they really got under your skin.
I didn't get under my skin. I'd like to crush them all. You know what they're responsible for? They've made Christ null and void. I'm currently raising funds to get Jesus Christ raised from the dead in Durbanville. But it's taking me a hell of a lot, because here, frick, baby, I don't care what your Christianity says. I don't care. Jesus Christ is dead in Durbanville. Please help me raise funds to find his corpse and get him back on the throne, South Africa. What do you say? You know?
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you.
And what's the name of your music video where not music video, where you play the blues?
I'd love you to check this thing out. It's Dieterlus. You spelled it Dieterlooss. Blues crazy. Just check me jam. Thank you very much.
I'm definitely going to go have a look. Thank you, Dieter.
Cool.